Hey everyone, welcome to Bomb Shelter yet again. This would be episode 8, I believe. Another doozy of an episode. I got an old friend who I originally met at the Comedy Store back in the mid-2000s when I started. Really funny guy out of Ephrata, Washington. Been a road comic for the last few years, but he's here in Austin. He's thriving. Very interesting dude. I mean, you look at him immediately, you think this is just some white trash dude, drunk. You know, he's not drunk all the time. He has, what do we call it? Cerebral palsy, which I've been calling it cerebral palsy, as you'll see in this episode. This whole time it's been cerebral palsy, but it's actually cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy. I can't even. You know, it's funny because my guest, he calls it the Weeble Wobbles. And so he has the Weeble Wobbles, and he's made a very fun career of making fun of that, but a lot of things that have nothing to do with that, which is hard to do when you have a very blatant disability to not talk about that on stage. You could easily rely on the thing that's super obvious. Davey has always taken the hard road. Davey Wester, my guest, has always taken the hard road. And this now here he is in Austin living the good life that he earned for himself. But we're going to get all that and more and get, tell the tale of how he got here. Because along the way, like always, there were bombs, there were struggles, there were trials and tribulations. He came out the other end, and he's here to tell us about it. So with that said, super stoked to introduce this episode and my interview with Davey Wester. We had a night last night, Davey. I got pulled over right after I saw you.
Oh, wow.
On a lime.
Oh.
By a bicycle. Honesty prevailed.
Yeah.
I told him exactly what I was doing. He's like, well, you're lucky this is a fucking lime scooter. There are lime deaths.
Yeah, I've seen people always want me to get on the scooter. Like, hey, why don't you try a scooter, Davey? I'm like,
Are you kidding me?
if this was 20 years ago, maybe. But now I know I have limitations because I didn't necessarily think that when I was 28.
I know you when you were 28. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have been 21. I don't know. Are we going?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We're cooking.
rolled.
Oh, I didn't know we were fucking recording.
Yeah, we're just...
Oh. Dude, we are not professional, Davey.
That's fine.
Not much has changed.
No, it's good to be here with you, Matt. I'm more professional now because I don't carry weapons on me, like at comedy clubs and.
Have your knife on you?
Yeah, that was.
I remember that knife.
Yeah. Everybody seems to remember the knife.
Oh yeah. Well, you wore it on the buckle.
Yeah.
So you could just see. Anybody could see the knife.
Well, that was that was my greeting card for people.
That's what you were like. That's
Yeah.
you're very rough around the sharp.
Not.
Like it was hard meeting you.
Yeah, because it was hard because you were a pretty son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like
You hated that.
Yeah.
All you old bastards hated that. All you ugly old people. I'm walking in wide-eyed,
Yeah.
ladies' hair. My hair was wonderful.
Yeah.
And these guys hated me.
Yeah, like he uses conditioner.
Ah, I did. I had just found about conditioner in the summer of 07. It was on.
Yeah, you were like, and then chicks were like, look at him, and we're just like, oh, he doesn't even have to work at this shit. Like,
Yeah.
he just, they were like, oh, he's so happy.
Yeah.
Remember there was that girl at Red Rocks with the big titties that was all over you because she thought you were. Yeah, I remember I held a like every grudge. I'm like,
yeah. If I could remember all the big titties, but I believe you.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Back when I had we probably had the same hairstyle.
Yeah, but nobody was like, hey, I want the angry guy with a knife that like.
No.
That's when I used to. You had like. I had the knife, and then that's when I used to chew tobacco. So I have a big old dude.
The drool, the tray. It was like it looked like a wash, like in the desert. Like you looked like there's like it had rained here.
Yeah, because I would drink the whiskey with it, and it would leak out.
God, yeah.
Matt would try to be helpful. He would come up and like, hey, Davey, you have. Chew on your lip. Shut the fuck up, pretty boy.
Yeah, man. It was You guys didn't make it easy for me. You made sure that I was as miserable as you.
Yeah,
I learned to fit in, because that was what a dream. I had to have been 21 years old, and I am finally at the Comedy Store. I was waiting till I grew up in the Long Beach, Orange County area, so that's like about 30 miles from Hollywood. And, when I first got my driver's license in high school, after school, I'd drive to the Comedy Store just to drive by. But I was 18, so I couldn't, I wasn't old enough to get in. So I would park my car and I'd go stand by the Comedy Store and I'd look y'all like working and I see the shirt and I always wanted a job there. Yeah. But I knew it was 21 and up, so I could really only dream. And then as soon as I turned 21, I get there. And I had you at the helm. Yeah. You and PJ and the fucking
Ryan O'Neal.
Ryan O'Neal. Ryan. It was between you and Ryan. He's coming on. I'm gonna get Ryan on the show too. Yeah. You guys were awful. And but I loved you, and I looked up to you guys, all of you. And I also I think I did that mental gymnastics where I was like they're always bullying me. They're awful to me, but I was always like, it's because they love me. You're like, no, it's not. No, we fucking hate you.
Yeah, because because we were. I mean, that's like we had already given up on life.
Yeah,
and then here comes this pretty boy with his hair, all happy, but I think we broke you in like 6 to 7 months because there was times the best thing I remember is like I knew, and I would just smile when you would go like, "Hey, Maddie, how you doing today?" Not today, Dave. Hey.
Yeah, the glow faded. No, for sure. I became as miserable. You see a little trail of chew down my. He's turning.
Yeah, we're turning.
He's into a Sith.
Yeah, he's evil now. Like he's evil.
Yeah, the hair got shorter.
Yeah, you were like, why did I have this as a dream? Yeah. Like I walk in here, I'm so happy. I was like, hey guys.
I thought we're all living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're all at the Comedy Store, guys, and they're like, take out this trash.
Yeah. Clean the what broke me, this is before you, when I was working the door, I had a good set. Mm-hmm. And this is when Dean was the manager. And I was one of the last people that was paid regular and worked there at the same time.
Right. So
I did my regular spot.
Yeah.
And I was feeling good because Tarantino was in the audience and I could hear him laugh and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I was feeling good. And then Tarantino started talking to me. And then Dean Gelbert just broke my heart. He's like, hey, Davey, the toilet is overflowing. Can you go fix the toilet? I was in because in your head, I'm finally.
Someone took a Jackie Brown.
Yeah, Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown, because I get this little bit of hope. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to be in a Tarantino film. Yeah. Like the dirt. And then that just got crushed within 5 seconds. Like, okay, well, to have fun cleaning the toilet. I'm like, oh, you don't want my information? Like, put me in a movie so I can be a movie star? Oh.
No, it was, I got Dean Gelber. I swear he meant to do that. I swear he was that guy that if you're talking to somebody, he's the guy to come up with the mop and like, hey, what are you doing? Get off of fucking Suge Knight's dick.
Yeah.
Dude, what's crazy about that era too was it would be us, the door guys who all became just miserable. You couldn't see how wonderful of a life that we had in this place because it had, I always described it as the Comedy Store in the mid 2000s was like, when you get there, it was almost like there were embers. Yeah. Like of what had happened before. Yeah. Like something big happened here, but it had burnt down. And it was like just a few embers and the smoke. And then you guys just like, these just ghoulish grunts standing around. Yeah. And it was like a miserable, the door guys were so miserable. They're older. They were like, I remember the thing was, I remember Mac Lindsay telling me, it's like, dude, comedy's dead. You missed it. Did you ever see Almost Famous?
Yeah.
So remember where the kid meets the radio DJ?
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. Yeah. And, he's looking up to this DJ because he listens to him on the radio and he's so knowledgeable about, rock music and he wants to be like that guy. And so he meets him after he's done And then the guy's just kind of, telling the kid, he's like, Rock's dead. You missed it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the Comedy Store when I got there. It's like, oh, comedy's dead, dude. You should have got here like 10 years ago. So I was in middle school.
We like
my dad wanted to take me.
you could have been the next Byron Allen.
There was no careers. I mean, dude, like all the TV all the stand-up on TV was like, I think HBO had maybe 2 specials a year.
Yeah.
Premium Blend was probably at its end, which was just a clip show, kind of.
Yeah.
I guess there was Comedy Central half an hour, but they sucked.
Yeah.
They would edit the hell out of people's great. I mean, I had friends that got on that show that, they worked their whole lives to get their stand-up on TV, and then like right at the punchline is the commercial break.
Yeah.
And they come back and they're in some other joke, and it's just like, what do you guys are ruining?
But that's
all there was back then. So the Comedy Store, it wasn't this like cool place. It was grimy. There's no security.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran it.
Yeah.
The inmates ran the asylum.
Yeah.
And it really was that island of misfit toys. We had you just lumping around with your knife, and then like PJ in there doing coke, and just trying to,
Well, we all see that's what made like. I mean, there was a crew of us that would work there, and we would check IDs and do coke in the bathroom. And then I remember Toby used to come up to me and yell, because I used to fill a McDonald's cup. You remember my McDonald's cup?
Oh, yeah. That extra large giant cup. Yeah. No lid.
Yeah, because all I had in it was Crown Royal. And I would
oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, Toby would there would be nights where Toby would be like, Davey, we're almost out of Crown Royal because somebody probably stole it from...
Remember we all knew the code?
1973.
That's right. 1973 was the year that the Comedy Store opened.
Yeah.
And it was like a chain lock, and then you open that, and then you're in the walk-in fridge, and you could just take whatever.
Yeah.
They're not keeping score.
Yeah, no, they... So when I lived at you remember when I lived at the store, I
we were roommates.
Yeah, we lived.
They were like boats in the night. I didn't see you there.
Well, you had people that would sleep in the main room, and then you had the people that would sleep in the belly room. Mm-hmm. There would be like 3 or 4 comics.
Yeah.
And and then your last guest on here, he woke me up one morning. On that, Paulie woke up. Yeah. He's like, "Hey, buddy, how are you doing? What are you doing?" And I was in a half coma, and I was like, "Oh, this is what every whore feels like when they see you."
Yeah, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they see is Paulie.
Yes.
Hey, you got to go. Yeah. Remember Dan Madonia slept in the phones room?
Yeah.
And he made it perfect. I mean, he made it like one of them, like, those, like, you see those van life videos where they just make some little shitty van look like this immaculate. Like, he had everything he needed, TV. It was like a prison. He was like a gang leader in a prison cell. It had everything he needed in there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, those were the days, man. And like you said, Quentin Tarantino, people like that would show up.
Yeah,
it'd be nobody, and then Quentin Tarantino sitting there, and such a personable guy that would just come up to all of us and talk. And if you want to talk about his movies, he's down to talk about that. Like, we had some cool superstars that would come through and just hang out with us.
Yeah, because we're not. I think that was the beauty of it, is we were so miserable we never got like stargazy. Like, we weren't like
right, because there's that the decompression chamber when you first get there. Like me, I walk in like this, and I get locked in with you guys, and I walk out like not giving a fuck about anything, and like almost numb to my childhood heroes that are like, all right, well, you sit right here. I have to seat them. I give them a little attitude.
Like come in and like, because it was like. But then you would get glimmers like when you were there when Robin came in. That was
had a great moment with Robin Williams. Yeah.
And it was like a history lesson.
That's the thing, is these guys had this love for those old timer comedians that obviously looking up to is like beyond looking at the world iconic. Yeah. Comedians that would come in there, because to them it was always still the Comedy Store. Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, sure. Maybe there wasn't as many audience members as there were in their day at that time, but I think they understood the flow of comedy. It's not always the hottest thing. And Robin Williams was great, because I had just done a Weekend at La Jolla, which, as you know, when you're a grimy door guy and you're going up at that potluck spot, that you know, like the door guy spot sucked back then because nobody. It was mostly us in an empty OR with all the lights on, with those neons on.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't glamorous. And I mean, that's where I learned comedy. I mean, I suck so bad. But you go to La Jolla, and it's like a dream.
Yeah.
It's like there's an audience. It's easy laugh. La Jolla Comedy Store, I swear to God, is like pound for pound, probably the best room to perform comedy in the West Coast. I mean, it's a kill box. It's a big kill box.
Yeah.
And it just, and those audiences are so good. But if you suck at comedy and you go there, you think you're good.
Yeah.
So I remember like, I did a week in there, and then the first time I ever went there, they paid me $100. I got a $100 check, and I had never gotten paid doing comedy before. And so I think that was on a Sunday. I'm at the Comedy Store, and Robin Williams shows up, and I'm a door guy, so I'm working. So I'm like, hey, Robin, just right this way, And then he was so nice. He's like, so you work here, huh? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, how's it going? How's the career going? I'm like, actually, I just got paid for the first time. And he's like, oh, no way. Who paid you? I was like, the La Jolla Comedy Store. He's like, those were the first people who paid me.
Whoa. Yeah.
And it's like here I am relating to Robin Williams. I'm 21. Like, it's like you've beaten most of the soul out and then a little flicker.
Yeah, the flicker comes back on. Yeah. You're like, oh, I hope.
Yeah, a little glimmer of hope, you know? But, yeah, I remember my first time seeing you would have been late night in the OR. I don't think we went up at potluck at the same time because I was a door guy and you were a paid regular at that point. So I had seen you in front of like dead crowds. You know what I mean? And I remember seeing you up there drunk and sitting because you'd sit with your legs like you sit on the stool.
To me. Yeah, so that was when when you saw me was the last time they gave. That's how I met Ian. That's the first time I brought Ian up because I would bring. They had me do a middle spot. And you guys had seen me before. You and Tony were all excited. Go check this guy out. And I got hammered at because you remember I used to get hammered at Red Rocks and wander down.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember they had a show there too.
Yeah. And like I would go there because I knew all the bartenders. So they would do a $5 all you could drink with me because I was friends with all those guys. And I would do $5 all you can drink and then come down to the store. And I'd be hammered, drunk.
Yeah, dude. And you're already not walking right. You're already like it's hard enough, dude. It's crazy. It's like if you were to jog with ankle weights.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, that was a crazy. Like I was So you and this is how I remember it. You and Tony were super supportive, like in your hopeful because you'd see me do well.
Oh yeah.
But the one night I remember because Tommy decided Davey's doing well, because I was self-sabotage. I got plowed.
Yeah.
I got plowed and literally sat on because when I got plowed, you knew when I was plowed because I sat on the chair.
Yeah, and you put your feet up on the table.
Yeah, that's when I was fucking hammered. Yeah. And everybody knew, oh, Davey's fucked up.
Yeah, because I've seen you light it up. And Tommy always said, he had a great way of describing you. He'd always say that Davey could kill if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And there'd be times it's like you refuse to kill. There was also, this is a weird time, and I wanted to talk to you about this because in the mid-2000s, I mean, it's, you're up there doing stand-up. Immediately when you get on stage, everyone sees that there's something different, right? But at the time, and walk me through this because I think you definitely had some cerebral palsy jokes, but but not that many. And if it was mostly, it really had nothing. Your act had nothing to do with that. At the same time, Josh Blue is blowing up from that show. Was it Last Comic Standing? Yeah. Was he on that, right? And he kind of becomes the cerebral palsy guy at the same time as you're learning comedy. And it's like that thing where there can't be the other cerebral. You don't want to be the other cerebral palsy guy. Yeah.
So can I give you the root of that?
I love that.
The root of that was when I got into the store, because you weren't there when I got in, right? All I had was cerebral palsy stuff.
Okay.
And so the reason I didn't, because now I do it. I'll talk about it now, but in my own way. But it took me I didn't really start talking about it till 8 or 9 years in, because I wanted to learn how to write other stuff. That's you know me well enough to know that, hey, I'll do the cerebral palsy if it's done the way I want it done. If it comes from a real place. But if it's like just like I don't know, like, and so, but being at the store, like Ari and Steve and all those guys, like before you got there, they're like, oh, he's just another cerebral palsy comic, and not bullied me in that way. So I was like, I refused to use it until I learned how to write other premises and other through lines.
Yeah.
And that's why I have nothing but love for those guys, because they bullied me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a trickle down bully effect.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, hey man, you know,
the bully of your bully is your friend.
Yeah, that's how we knew how to, like, that's how we, because my favorite, like when I was, like, I had my moments where I'd eat shit because I was still learning, because you have to understand, like, I didn't have much time to develop as a door guy or anything like that, because I got passed within a year of doing stand-up.
Yeah, you got passed with Rick Ingram.
Yeah, right after.
And Kirk Fox.
Yeah, Kirk.
That night.
Yeah.
What an epic night.
Yeah, so.
I can't believe you three got the same night.
Yeah, it was like.
They're all on my podcast.
Yeah.
And you are all on my podcast. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We need to get Mitzi on.
She'd be like, oh, I like the guy that stumbles. And she didn't even know I had cerebral palsy. I like how he stumbles up there, like how I move.
Yeah, I think she like, I saw an interview with Seinfeld where she talked, or he thought that she always picked guys that were like broken birds. Like that was like kind of her thing.
Her thing was her thing for me was he needs a home. That was his thing. And because I got the guy, so when I don't know how your system was so the guy that sponsored me was Jay London, and he was on Last Comic Standing. And like he used to do a bunch of one-liners.
Yes, I know Jay London.
And I got my showcase. We got our showcases, right? And it was weird because Mitzi, like, I did my 3 minute, right? And then she had me come back and do 6 minutes. I was like, after I did my 6 minute, I was like, please God, I don't have 10 minutes.
Tell me what to say, God.
yeah, because I only been doing three. Like, let me just figure out something. I got to figure this
You're
out.
just writing in church. You just bring your joke book into a church.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh my God, put something on the paper.
yeah, put some. I'm up in the devil's den saying prayers, like where they did seances or whatever. I'm like, and I was like, oh, and she's like, you're funny. And then I got the call, hey, you're passed here. And I was like, oh, because I was just going in for, hopefully they'll give me a door job or something like that.
Right.
And, you know, but I went from just a straight open micer, from sitting on the patio and sitting in the corner, because it was like, you know, it was me, O'Neill, because there wasn't. Even when you got there, there wasn't a ton of people signing up for the open mic at the time. So they gave us plenty of opportunity to get up there. But we got this hope, like when you met me, and my hope because I went through that phase too. Oh, I'm passed at the Comedy Store. That means I'm going to be a star. I'm on my way. 6 years later, I meet you, and
We're both taking out the trash together. You're showing me where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, here's the trash bags. We use these for sleeping.
Yeah, we use these for sleeping. Maddie's talking. That's when you were going, because you like. I remember you being young and you being afraid of like losing your hair.
Yeah.
I had to deal with that whole thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I swear this building was all the big brothers I have always wanted but never had. I'm a big brother. I have 4 younger siblings, and I always just wanted a big brother. And when I got to the Comedy Store, it was a building of them, and they all treated me the way I'd imagined a Big Brother. There were, and it was all there. It was there's a lot of range because there was the bully Big Brother to harden you, and like just like the guys would kind of like punk you into doing the right thing comedically.
Yeah.
I had that. Obviously, I had that. There was so many things I was doing wrong, and I would get called out on it all the time, mostly in front of people, and mostly, well, on stage. Like,
we would do that.
Yeah, I mean, like that potluck. If like, especially Ryan O'Neal.
Yeah,
I mean, Ryan O'Neal was the worst. I mean, he was so brilliant at crowd work. I mean, still is obviously, but back then, he'd host the potluck. He'd bring me up, insulting me. Yeah. This is we call this next comedian the piss break. Yeah. If you have to pee, now's the time. Oh. And then I'd go on and start I'd try to defend myself, and that wouldn't work. And then he'd be in the back like a sniper, just teeing off on me and destroying. He'd be killing from the back. No mic, just standing there. The guy that's been making people laugh as he brings up these open micers, So the crowd is so on his side. And you know what? I didn't feel like the crowd didn't like me. I felt like they felt bad for me. Yeah. And that's even worse.
Well, were you there when because we used to do this in the back, like when me, O'Neal, Ari, we'd all take bets to see if we could get somebody to quit comedy. like we would put somebody's will of hope on like a slice of pizza.
I love it. Yeah. I remember those. Yeah. I quit one time.
Yeah, and I think, and because you had me, you had O'Neal, and David Taylor. Like it was just. Taylor. Yeah.
Well, what was great about that also is, yes, the bullying was there, and it did make me a better comedian, no doubt. But there was also, and in everyone, by the way, like every bully also eventually would reveal a soft side. Oh, yeah. That was very encouraging, and it was almost like, you know what the real vibe was? Like, hey, you guys don't get to make fun of Maddie. Yeah. That's for us. No, and that made me feel warm in the...
You've seen me go off, and you said something, somebody said something to you, and I'm like, I'll go fucking murder this son of a bitch, right, real quick.
Well, you guys were like nearly criminals. I mean, we had nothing to lose. Yeah, we were psychopaths. Remember we knocked out that dude when PJ choked out that dude, and we had to close down the building to hide him?
Yeah, that was a typical night for me.
That was just another night. Yeah. We I remember Benji Aflalo trying to close down all the doors because he was thinking about the legal ramifications of killing somebody.
Yeah, I told what was it? I was talking to the guys at the mothership last night. Because, like, your favorite story of me working at the store is when
the salad?
The other one. We'll get to the salad. The night I was Thanksgiving, when I was working the phones, and I fell down. Were you there when I fell down and set off the alarms?
Oh, yeah. You, like, tried to reach it? Like that's what you're gripping onto?
Yeah, and I was setting off the alarms. And this is Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, it's like, because I set off the one in the OR and the one in the main room somehow. And then I'm coming down the OR, like over by the OR steps, and I got the LA Sheriff's Department coming in there with shotguns. Yeah. And they're like, "Sir, put your hands on top of your head and go backwards down the steps." I'm like, "No,
I can't go backwards.
my reverse doesn't work. My reverse doesn't work." That's how I remember yelling.
That was a jarring thing too when I got there, because before the Comedy Store, I really thought that the world was as it was, like how it's like portrayed in the news, and like there's grown-ups and they go to work, and then there's cops, and then there's robbers, society just seemed so basic. And I remember like all of that was challenged at the Comedy Store because everybody was so insane and things. I remember one time, one of the first nights, there was a circle of people in the parking lot smoking weed, which I mean, I've never seen people just out smoking weed like that so casually, and in that circle was a cop.
Yeah.
And then we gets passed to him, and he just took it, and he went and just passed it to the next guy. Like, there ain't no thing. Like, we're all just hanging.
Yeah.
Like, what is this world? It's like this underground I never even knew. I thought I was coming to start comedy. I didn't know this was like what that is. Like, comedy is gritty and dark, and it is an underworld.
Yeah,
you know?
it's an like it's a weird like clique of like I've known you like because when I met you I was still stuck in my past. We've had this conversation of being I just wanted to be the comic from Afraid of Not like and I didn't want to make friends with people like and we've had like you know I was very I was very hard to get to know because I was very closed off. I was very angry at the world. Yeah. I was, you know, but it made for some great stories of.
Well, you were also in a building with everybody shared that, you know, that anger, bitterness, like that was like, you know, you're in good company.
Yeah,
like we're all there with you, feeling the same way. And
and at that time, because I didn't feel that, like I was in my dark, but eventually that trend, and then I realized, oh shit, these are my family.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of it is, you know, especially when everything ended. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like things changed and people left and people died and it just like the culture just evolved in a way that we, you know, like I think it's easy to look back now and be like, wow, like we were way more safe. We were safer than we thought. Yeah,
because we were like, and I'm not throwing shade, but the Comedy Store it's a showcase club now. But it's more like when we were coming up, it was more of a development club. Yeah. Because Mitzi took chances with people. Like, because my first set was because I was feeling good about myself, and she put me after Bobby Lee, and I'm only a year in. I was the king of the open mic, but then I was like, I went up.
God, why would she?
Because she wanted it. Mitzi did those type of things.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time one comic and another comic were dating, and they broke up and they hated each other. So she put them together in the lineup so they could like argue for her own amusement.
Yeah, yeah. She loved the tea. She loved watching it play out.
Yeah, she was.
That was a thing too. It's like with all you guys, like, you know, like that big brother type vibe. I remember my first real breakup, my first real heartbreak. Like I was shattered, and that you guys were always so hard, you know. And there might have been glimmers of softness before this, but like it was really a hard place. But when I went through a breakup, all you guys, it was like everybody was at ease. Yeah. There's like no bloodshed this day. Y'all put your weapons down, and you were very kind. Everybody would call me and you know, get me drunk or try to throw girls my way. Yeah. And just like these talks. I mean, probably very toxic advice. Look back at it. But it was very like brotherly and loving, you know? Like I think like really that one specific breakup that was just like the game changer when I really realized like, oh, this is my home. Yeah. Because then I was just there every night. I mean, I already was there every night, but it was like almost like it was a shelter. Yeah. And
because there's not for my like as many because I had to learn, and we talk about like because you guys. I had to go through that phase of getting loaded and fucking up my spots because I went through that phase. But they allowed me to go through that phase, and there is not very many places that would give you multiple 100 chances.
I always say it like the Comedy Store. My relationship with it is like if I never go back, I'm okay because that place gave me. I mean, well over a decade to bomb and fail night after night. They never gave up on me. They never gave me less. Yeah. It was always just a place to learn. Yeah. And for what I mean, and I literally like leaving the Comedy Store was like leaving the nest. Yeah. And it's crazy what it is now because like you said, it's a showcase now. Like that's where you go to show off. Where it's like, It was the opposite. That's where you go to get ready for the world.
Yeah, and
it was almost like how college is now. Like, it's like comedy was so dead.
Yeah.
So you go to like Comedy Store College and you get your degree.
Yeah.
And then you go out and there's no jobs.
No jobs. It's like, hey,
It was a lie.
you're gonna go all the way up to San Luis Obispo and perform at a sushi.
I was just about to say Sushi Joe's or whatever. Yeah.
You're gonna have like a whole like conversation in this guy's weird ass condo.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude.
You're like, wow, this was my hopes and dreams.
Osaka Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Tony went a couple times.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Me and Tony went. That guy, he owned a sushi restaurant and he loved comedy. And actually, he was like he worked in the music industry somewhere, and he had money.
Yeah.
And so his apartment was like on top of the sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
So we'd go do this. We do the show at like whatever time it was, like the sun's going down. We do, and he'd have us headline like just kids, and we'd go up and party with this guy and get super drunk, and then we'd come down and he'd open up the restaurant. And he'd be slicing up this tuna and all that stuff. And I remember one time, these girls came over and they brought their dog.
Yeah.
And Osaka Joe, and then these dudes came too, random dudes. I think they were all people at the show. We all go up and have this after party, but there's a dog there, and Osaka Joe filled up the doggy bowl with vodka.
Oh.
And he let the dog drink the vodka.
So the dog's not alive.
So the next day, me and Tony took a train. This is Morro Bay, California. So that's like hours. We took a train. And on the way back, we get a call from Osaka Joe. He's like, oh my God, I didn't sleep. I spent the whole night in the vet hospital pumping this dog's stomach. He's good now, but I'm like, you don't feed a dog vodka. Like that's like insanity that we were all doing that. And also, fun fact about that train ride, on the way there, me and Tony were riding in the middle of nowhere. The train stops because it hit somebody. Somebody tried to kill themselves. They did kill themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't feel it when you're on the train. This train just stops, and then we're sitting there for a few minutes, and they're like, the conductor or whatever is just like, hey, everyone,
I would have loved to be in Tony's head, though, when that happened, though. Like, because, his... Love him to death, but he had some morbid thoughts of.
We all just were like, "This is how you deal with it." It was so casual the way the conductor said it too. Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, we just hit somebody. We're gonna clean them up here, and we'll be back on our way."
Yeah.
It was like almost like
clean them up,
little
like
turbulence in the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I want to talk to you though more about the cerebral palsy. Am I saying it wrong all this time?
Yeah, I've probably been saying it wrong too, man.
I say cerebral.
Yeah,
I think there's an R towards the end of that.
Thank you,
Cerebral.
it's Miss Producer. I don't. I just call it the Weeble Wobbles.
You got the Weeble Wobbles. I love that. We'll call it the Weeble Wobbles. Did Josh Blue's success affect you at all?
No, because not to turn it back to the store. When he started blowing up, and then he wanted to come to the store. And it was like, how cliquish and clannish the store was. And Crazy Tommy, he was like, and Josh is a great guy. I've worked with Josh. I've talked to him. But he walks up, he's happy. He's like, hey, so how do I work at this club? And Tommy and Ari and all them were like, we already got one. We already got
one of you, dude. We don't need more. This is Noah's Ark, all right?
Ari, well, he writes other material besides cerebral palsy. He can actually write shit.
Oh, man. I love that, though. The band of brothers. Like, no, we're good. Mr. Comedy Central. Go on out there. Hit the road, you fucking headliner.
Yeah. He can actually write material. Unlike you, he's willing to bomb.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're courageous up there, and you could light it up, man. I would see you destroy. Tommy was right, man. It's like if it was like your choice. Like you chose it, So, like, when I asked you to come on the show, I told you what the theme is about the bombing, and now, dude, because I know I've seen you struggle up there, like we all have. What would you say is a bomb that stood out in the journey that is Davey Wester?
Oh, well, one time at one of the stores, I remember Jeff's guy, who was the piano player, and one of the bombs I had a few whiskeys, and I got into it with a bunch of Norwegians on stage. And then it turned into me standing. I don't even know how I did that. You remember the rail? I was standing on the rail screaming, "Nuke Norway right now." They started booing me. I was like, "Oh, you guys," and Jeff Scott is like, "This is getting crazy." And then some Russian people started yelling at me, some Russian ladies, and I said something about them being mail order brides, the rejects of mail order brides. It was very combative. Like David Taylor was very proud of this set because he had never. He's like, "Well, this is what I would have done."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was all hell breaks loose when it was late night in the OR and those days. I mean, it was chaos.
Well, and it wasn't like with the late night. It wasn't even. That was the thing. That's why they stopped when I was young, because they sometimes they would take a chance in me doing the middle, and then I would go up. Either it would be really good, or I would start a full-on war with the audience. Like, "I'll stab you, you Norwegian fuck," and I'm waving my knife around on stage. It goes, and Tommy's like, what are you doing up there? I'm working shit out. Leave me alone. I'll hit you in the head with a hammer. But yeah, it was like, and then there was, what was, even, I still have bombs. My first set, getting past at the mothership, and because I'd been on the road a long time, that's what I do. So I was like, and that's the beauty of comedy. Whenever you think you've got this science figured out, your ego gets a little too high. If you don't check your ego, because I always try to do it now, but I was like, I just did this weekend with Ian, I killed, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go up in this little boy, I'm going to smoke this room, right? And I did my road set, and I ate a dick. But I not only ate a dick, I ran the light by 5 minutes, and our boy, Danny Martinello, was sitting in the corner. He goes, "I've never seen," with his dumbass Canadian accent, he goes, "Boy, I've never seen somebody bomb and get the flood flashers in the back." I was like, that was my first set. And little boy, I was like, and then so I was in my head, well, Adam's not gonna work me now. That's when, but I fixed it. I figured out I had to change some stuff. I had to because when you do the road, it helped me get better. But it's like working out. You need to change out your workout, because you can get comfortable with whatever you're doing, right? So I was in my head oh, this is just the belly room, I'm gonna crush it like Crazy Cindy, and I was like, I'm gonna show them I'm the man. And then I went up and ate a bag of dicks. Yeah. And then I ran the light by 5 minutes, and I was like,
"How do you run the light? You didn't see the clock right there?"
Oh, I was.
Oh, I saw the clock.
Yeah, you know me. I'm not giving up. I was like, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to turn this around. Didn't turn it around. I was like, okay, well.
I know it. Especially when there's not a clock and you got the light and you're struggling. It's like you got to throw a Hail Mary.
Oh, I was throwing that.
Get off on a laugh.
I was like, all right, well, that's not happening. I go, oh, shit.
I always loved watching Sebastian work in the OR. Yeah. Sebastian Maniscalco was the whole 15 minutes was it almost it felt, I know it's a spot, but it felt like an entire show the way he'd do it, always working out. He'd get up and it would be so slow the way he'd get into stuff. And then he would be in it, and then and immediately he would get laughs because as he paces up there, he takes his breath, and it's almost like people are kind of captivated just by his presence before, because he would take a few seconds to get into it, but then when he'd start talking, it was so subtle it'd start getting laughs. Next thing you know, he's got him and he's laughing. But at the end, when you get the light in the OR, and I'm sure on the road it's a whole different. His endings are probably a big crescendo and giant, applause breaks and stuff. The guy's an arena act now. But when he was working the OR, he was so okay with not destroying or closing strong that like it would almost like he'd be killing the whole time, and then at the end it would just peter off a little bit. Then he just like, all right, who's next?
Yeah.
That's just so cash the way he didn't have that need to like end strong. He was so confident in just what it was, and he was like everybody's favorite comedian. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I'm always like trying to like end strong and chase that big laugh at the end.
Yeah, and I am guilty of it too, but I get I start slow. Like when I do you've seen me.
I know, Davey.
I start slow.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, well, yeah. I start, but then I get into my emotions when I'm up there. And like when
You really do, man. Your stuff out here is so much more evolved. Where like you have a passion, like you're almost yelling.
Yeah.
At times, it's like I can see the veins popping out.
Yeah.
That's such good showmanship, man. It's like you're almost like, is he kidding right now? It's like they don't seem like structured jokes. Like my stuff, I really do put jokes in my jokes that are like clearly jokes.
Yeah.
And you know, like they just like maybe I'll throw a pun every now and then, but it's like so just like dun dun, you know.
Yeah.
But you are just like this guy's ranting raving up there. Like your style is very road. It had gotten very like for the people, the passion. Yeah. And you're also here in Texas, and you kind of seem like a liberal dude up there too. I mean, I don't know what the thing is, but like those audiences could be way more conservative, you know?
Yeah. Well, I am politically neutral. I hate both parties.
That's what your comedy's like that though.
Yeah.
Like you write like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like I am not up there to be like take right or left side on, because I don't really care, because I've had like. My favorite is when I was working with E. He goes, because he knows I've done a lot of shitty jobs. He goes, I think you did all these shitty jobs so you would have all this research about shitty jobs, like because it's about 35 minutes of me yelling about wherever I worked at. Like,
yeah. I like that. I followed you like a few weeks ago, and you closed with that.
Yeah,
with the jobs. Yeah, and it becomes so relatable.
Yeah,
you know, because I think you're talking about that. What it's like to just be a blue collar just dude, like a working guy, like everybody that's in there, you know? And I think when you first get up, since it is, you know, especially at the mothership, like and they're diverse audiences of all kinds of different white people. but they're not always, I mean, it's very, I would say, I guess you could call it conservative, but that's also liberal. And there's everybody's in there. But I think when people first see you, at the mothership, they're almost like, oh, I'm about to love this guy. Yeah. And they start talking, and it's just like, oh, he's for everyone. It's not just for a certain type of person. You know what I mean? Like,
it just has to. I had to, like, I went back, because like I wasn't full disclosure. I wasn't. I had pretty much resigned on just being a regional comic, and then Ian talked me into coming down here.
So can we back up there, because I wanted to get into this. I kind of love your whole arc. If we could remove a lot of the details, but let me just run it by you and tell me how on or off I am. Okay. Because this is how it looked from my perspective. You're at the Comedy Store, and I remember, like we just talked about, Tom. He's like, no, he could kill if he wants to, and then it seemed like a lot of times he didn't want to. Yeah. But then at times you would just come in and light it up. So he's always capable, right? Adam becomes a talent coordinator. Tommy's out. Yeah. Right. And I would say that you probably got less spots.
No.
You got the same amount of spots?
Adam actually gave me it took me 16 years. Adam gave me my first main room.
Okay, so Adam's always fucked with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but when I first came here a couple of years ago, he gave me, I have a lot of people type thing, which I've never been in I'm not young Davey. Yeah. I'm not in my feelings about that stuff. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
So yeah, you approached him and you're like, I'd like to work here. And he's like, well, things are a little bit packed right now. Yeah, sure.
And I was just like, I'm going to go back on the road. I'll see you when I see you, Adam. I love you.
Hell yeah.
And, and it's because you were talking about, like, even when I came here, I saw you maybe twice.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the thing. It was like when I saw you, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you not at the mothership with all of us? Like, all your friends are there, and you were very humble. You're like, no, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do the mics, and I'm gonna make my way in. Like you really did take the hard route, and you always kind of did. Like, and like even to the road, like when you're on the road, like.
Yeah.
You didn't just stay in LA and try to make it. You had to go out and make a living.
Yeah.
And practice like real, being a headliner. And then when you got here, you were doing like the Buzz Mill, right? That outside spot. I remember you, and then
I was doing like Narbar. I was doing like wherever I could work out, Maggie Mays, and I would see you guys be like, "Hey, what's up, boys?"
Yeah, I'd see you out there and like, Davey, we're all here, and it was just like, but you were never in a rush to get there. And then I remember when Ian Edwards came that weekend.
Yeah.
And so he asked you to do it, huh?
Yeah, he asked me to. My Florida dates got canceled. And so I was like, all right. Well, because I called E, I was like, hey, can I do a guest set? He was like, how about you just middle?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, cool. So I did that. But my thing, that goes back to the Comedy Store. Like, because one thing I hated about working the door, because, like, and I've told you this, the reason I didn't come around is because being there, like, being a door guy, I would run into guys that performed there in 1976, 1977. I've never seen them go up, and they would just want to be the biggest swinging dick in the parking lot. And because that's the beauty of comedy, man. Like, what I did in 2016, 2017, even killing there, whatever, didn't matter. I have to, every day is a day that you have to reprove yourself why you belong in this business. Mm-hmm. And it's not even about the performing, it's about the writing and the development of stuff. And I knew I had a reputation from like, because you're, like, even though I act different, like, you guys were like, is he still the same old Davey? Like, because you really didn't know, Well,
remember, we always knew you could light it up.
Yeah, but I'm talking from a personality, like, miserable. I was an asshole. And, like, but I had changed. I've transformed from that person, like, in my head. Because
I also don't think it registered that way so much to us because we had known you past we knew you more than just the surface level asshole that you are.
Yeah. But I mean, like, because, like, I know that was a path, but, like, I always felt bad about certain shit I did to you or other people in my past. Like, I'm not, by no means am I, that's why you see me act different towards people. I try to be more like shake your hand, like, and just talk to people. And like, I was on the way here, there was an open micer. He was having a conversation, like, because he knows me or whatever. He's like, and he was talking about getting past it, the Sunset or the Mothership or whatever. I said, man, my advice to comics is don't focus on getting past anywhere. Just focus on your writing and your performance, because, like, you can get past places, but that's not the plateau. Your goal is to get better at writing every day. That's my personal goal every day. I don't really, one day, like, because we're part of the machine. We're like if comedy goes on when after George Carlin passed, it's just like we're lucky enough to do this, but comedy doesn't go anywhere when you stop comedy. It's it's just another phase, and we're in the height of comedy now. I've seen the dark days of comedy, and now I've seen people blow up, sell tickets. That's why when I see you grow or Tony grows, I'm your biggest cheerleaders, man. I'm in because I'm about that.
I'm telling you, man. There's two times out here that I was just so proud of you, where it was like, it felt like a win, like it felt like a personal win for me. It was that weekend with Ian Edwards, because that got you past at the Mothership. So to me, because I knew where you had come from, and I knew you had taken that humble route of not rushing in straight to the mothership. You were at the open mics and you climbed all the way in and you got in. And then with that opportunity, you did it. And it was like, of course he did. You know what I mean? And then to watch how much Adam works you now, it's like, oh my God, he's thriving. He went from this guy that literally is just, what are you, the wibble wobble and around from mic to mic. Yeah,
with my whiskey.
And now you're in and you're working. But I think what really solidified you here in Austin, especially, but also like probably one of the coolest highlights of your career so far was your Kill Tony appearance.
Yeah.
Had you been signing up for a little bit?
Yeah, I signed up a little bit, but and maybe I'm I get into my head, right?
Yeah.
But like me and Tony are friends, but I didn't want to bother him. Like you've seen me, I'm like when me and Tony have a conversation, it's because me and Tony have a conversation because we're friends. It's not about anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I remember like Dusty Carter when he worked in the backstage, he literally saw me. He's like, because he saw me going through my stuff, and I know how much Tony loves me, but he gave me this big build up of how great I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, when he was building it up, building it up. Dusty literally saw me call an audible as I was walking on stage, because he knew what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Because he seen me been working on it, but he was like, man, he goes, you called an audible within 30 seconds. Well, yeah, the way Tony was like building me up, I didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing but respect for people, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go up in front of a million people and eat a dick. I'm like, I'll do that maybe the third or fourth time.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. But
there'll still be some dicks down the road for me to eat.
Yeah, they'll be there. But the way
save me some dicks.
And not just here because I hear Tony's voice. Oh my God, he's one of my favorite comics. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Tony, just bring me on.
Mind you, I'm on the balcony like, yes, you know? And then Jeff Ross was on the panel, so you had another ally.
Yeah.
It's like you're in good company.
Yeah, well, and I just remember, because my trick is when I do sign up, if I do, there's a reason I don't go in, it's because it's his space, number one. Number two, if I go on, I didn't want to know who was on, because I didn't know who was on stage. I was literally outside having a cigarette, and they're like, Davey, you're going up. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, all right. And because I knew Tony was up there. I didn't know it was Jeff Ross on there, because you know me.
You like the surprise.
Yeah, I like the genuine, because I'm like, oh, it's Jeff Ross. In my head, I'm like, all right. But yeah, I just, and it was great. I had some whiskeys that night, got a little plowed.
That was fun, dude.
Yeah.
I hung out with you after. Yeah. We had to celebrate.
Yeah.
I think I remember you, me, and Hassan were there, and it was like just store guys, just like, look at another one of us got in.
Yeah.
And that was awesome, dude. The interview was so good. You were killing it, man. And just to see Jeff Ross laugh like that, what a cool one to do. I had kind of a few years ago, I'd done the Kill Tony sign-up thing because I had a joke about Tony that I'd written before, and then I just kind of remembered it. I was like, oh, that would be I should do that on Kill Tony, because it's about him, us being gay, what I mean? Like, oh, people would love that, and he would love that. And then imagining the surprise when he pulls out my name, I'm like, oh, no fucking way, So they make it very cool and easy, where I would sign up with them and they'll come grab me wherever I'm at if I get picked.
Because you would, I hang out, when I sign up, I hang out downstairs at Mitzi's. Cause I come, you'll see my face because I'll come in and grab a water.
Yep.
And then I'll you're one of my people, but everybody else it's Tony Circus up there, and I can't deal with it. I can't, Well,
I'm up there waiting to go up in Little Boy.
Yeah. But
so while Kill Tony's happening in Fat Man, in the other room, Little Boy, there's the crew show.
Yeah,
and I go in there to practice every Monday.
Yeah.
Because that was an old Comedy Store thing. the potluck.
Yeah.
Where that's where I started stand-up. So like clockwork, every Monday I will go do a free little practice spot at the club. Like I can't not for the rest of my life. I can't see a world where it's been every Monday for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm in it. So I'm always, when Kill Tony's happening, I'm in the green room, and sometimes I'll walk out to the balcony and watch a little bit of it. That's why I was able to see you on the monitor. I'm like, oh my God, I ran out. And, but it was cool because when I got picked, they came up to me to the green room and they're like, hey, and I was like, before they could even say anything, I just knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was a great night because all those Kill Tony guys are my friends. The band, all the guys, and Tony, Red Band, these are my brothers.
Yeah.
But also on that night, it was Whitney Cummings, who I love Whitney. We've known each other forever. So, and then Cam Patterson, it was his, I don't know if he had ever done it again, where he did.
Yeah, the panel.
He did the panel, but it was Cam and Whitney, and I was like, oh, this is just the perfect, these are all my friends.
Yeah.
Like, these are all, I remember I came out, and as soon as I came out, Cam just dabbed me up. So it was like friends hanging out. You know? It was so cash and chill. And I couldn't have gotten a better one. Just like with you, like you get Jeff Ross. Who was the other one? It was Jeff and...
It was just Jeff.
It was just Jeff. Oh my God, even better. Yeah. So like all this support, like these guys want you to do well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's the beauty of like if you're funny in Austin, like people say all this stuff, but like if you're grinding, like it is a. It just took me time to compute. Like at first, when I first came here, I was like, "Oh, what is all this support? Why is everybody being nice?" Because I'm in my head, like I'm used to grinding on the road, getting ready to go to war with venue owners, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm more at ease." Like
that's what I love watching with you right now. Is that this is a guy who took a hard road, and now things are a lot easier for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know how humble you are. And I see the kids at the mothership, they love you. It's like you're in. You know what I mean? Like they look up to you. It's like you plugged right on in, and it's just basically the same thing at the store, but way better.
Yeah.
I mean, like our positions are way better here than they were at the store.
Yeah.
And it's a super cool thing. And then now you're just an Austin dude like myself. And sometimes, man, it's so crazy to me. We'll be hanging out, maybe in Mitzi's or in the green room, and it'd be you, me, O'Neill, Tony, just people that we've known for 20 years. And sometimes we'll be laughing. And I get struck with this thing every now and then where I look up and it's all of us. And I think, God, that's crazy, man. We've been doing this for 20 years. All of us together. I mean, a whole different place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never been part of a migration before.
Me either. I was the last one.
You're the last one. It was like, it's like I see the Oregon Trail and we're all in the thing and you're just wobbling behind like a couple miles. Wait, guys.
I swear I'll be here.
I got diarrhea.
But I got typhoid or whatever the fuck that is. I mean...
hey, before we get out, I want you to plug your show because you also got right into the podcast world as soon as you got out here. You like me, when you get on Kill Tony, it's like you got, when he asked me to do the panel, it was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, maybe somebody dropped, I don't know what happened, but I mean, I was there early.
Don't question the universe.
I don't question the universe, but he's like, hey, let's do this. And he was like, do you have something
you did great, by the way.
Well, thank you so much, man. He was like, do you have something to promote? And I was like, I got this podcast. I didn't have Bomb Shelter. I fucking rustled that up together. And then it was like, as you know, like you only have, whenever the episode comes out, it's like kind of a race against time to make something to promote,
Yeah.
But so you got a show now, and you do it at Creek, which is an incredible club. I love that podcast studio, and Rebecca and Justin over there.
Yeah, me and Dusty Carter run this podcast. It's two dudes, and it's called Small Town Famous. We're two country dudes that interview people. They just who would imagine a dude from Algeria or whatever, I can't even say the name, and then Fredo Washington just blended together. So we bring people on, we tell stories, we interview people. It's a real positive vibes, and it comes out every Wednesday. So
I love it, and I'm going to be on there with you.
Yeah, hell yeah. We tell stories again. We'll keep the stories going.
Yeah. There's some more we didn't get into, but yeah, dude, this was great, Davey. Thank you so much for doing my show, man.
And I love the fuck out of you.
I love you, brother. We're doing it. Here we are. Fuck yeah, man. That was great.